Good morning, day 55. Wow, this has been quite an eye-opening experience. In excess, that's for sure. I don't know, what do you guys do? Do you guys buy just enough food for the week and eat it up and then go buy more? Do you like to have a fully stocked pantry and fridge? What do you guys do? Let me know in the comments below. Maybe we can all learn something. All right, day 55. Another day of cooking down the freezer and using up everything I have. Well, not everything, not my stash, but everything I have in this freezer. Hello. Well, this morning I was looking for my red lentils in my stash. And it was like a treasure hunt. And I didn't realize my food stash is not the most organized. And it's on my list of things to do, is to organize my food stash. Some of it is organized and some of it is total chaos. So I started thinking to myself, well, when does a food stash turn into a food hoard? So it's close, but I probably have a good 6 months worth of beans and flour and sugar and rice and those sorts of things. And I really have to start rotating my stash. So that's going to be a big focus for me, is to use up some of the things I have, not deplete my pantry per se, but at least rotate my stash a little better. So most of my, I have a working pantry. And then in the basement, I have a pantry that where I store things. So, but it definitely could use more organization. Now, I have a lot of buckets that I got from Walmart and all over the place, and that's a good place to get buckets. If you go to their bakery and they haven't thrown them out, because that's what they do, and you ask them for buckets, sometimes they give them to you, and sometimes they charge you $1 or $2. But they have lids, they're food safe, they're really nice. So I stocked up on those, but it doesn't do you any good if you're not using them. So this morning I organized my stash a little bit. I tried to put my flour with the flour and some of the rice and the beans, but I really need to take inventory of what I have down there. I know what I have in 3 of my cupboards, but I also have some shelving that is just sort of willy-nilly, and I have a lot of protein things that I can use, like Vital Wheat gluten, beans and rice, of course, lentils, peas, and all those things are protein. So even though I don't stock meat, because, and this is another reason why I don't think I need 2 freezers anymore, but that's an experiment. I have to see if that's going to work out for me. But I don't store meat. I don't store poultry or fish or any of that. In regards to that, I'm totally plant-based except for eggs, and I do eat a little dairy. Mostly just cheese. I don't use dairy milk or anything like that. So another thing I've discovered on this journey is some things are worth paying the extra money for, because sometimes when you make them yourself, they don't last as long as store-bought. And yes, I know it's because of preservatives, but I don't eat that many foods with preservatives, although lately I've been eating more because I did buy a lot of the faux meats, and those have preservatives in them too. But anyway, I'm cooking those down so that things like that I can make my own protein, and that will last longer than some of the dairy things. Like I made the homemade yogurt, which was good and it turned out fine, but sometimes I can't eat it down fast enough before it goes bad. And I don't want to make my whole food menu for the week around, let's say, dairy sour cream or dairy yogurt, because I do like variety. So as you can see, I'm sort of moving around my living room trying to find the best place to film, because they say that natural light is the best way to illuminate your videos. So I think this is working pretty well. If the window is in the back, it doesn't work so well, because then it just doesn't work. So, but I've still been having some problems uploading videos. That's why the times are a little different than what I usually do. I like to upload at midnight, because then the people that are, up all night or can't sleep or whatever, it's something that they can watch if they choose. But that's not always working this way. So I'm still working at it, so please be patient with me and my upload times. I still want to upload every day, but sometimes the video's too long and I won't save it, and then I have to go and do all these things to my phone. So, but Rhoda Stone, she did suggest that I clear out my search history from Google and things like that, which I did, and that did help, because my phone keeps saying the memory is full. So I have to play around with that and see how best I can do that. But I'm finding that doing these videos on my phone is actually working better than doing it on my laptop, because my laptop is to the point where it's getting pretty much to be useless. And I do not want to spend money on a new laptop, because when you make videos, you have to buy something that has a good video card, and those are expensive. You can't just go with the real cheap computers, because the video cards don't have enough memory in them. So anyway, a big long saga about that. But yeah, so today I'm going to see if I can organize my stash a little bit more. It's going to be a project. And I'm just walking around my house and looking at things that need to be done. I can only do so much in a day, which is extremely frustrating to me, because my back gives out. And I've never been one to sit around a lot, but lately I don't have a big choice. If you physically can't get around to doing what you want to do, then you just gotta rest. So today I want to cook up a few things that I still have in my fridge and freezer. And one of my viewers asked me what all the containers in my refrigerator are, and those are actually leftovers from things that I made from the freezer. So it's a cycle, but I am managing to do making some room in the freezer. But I can tell it's still going to be a long process. So cook along with me, and if you have a mind, use up what you have. I'm actually enjoying this process, even though it is a lot of work. But, it's what I do. Well, I've never been much of a schedule kind of person. I mean, I had to, certain routines that I had to have when I worked, but I've been retired for a while now, and I just don't want any schedules. But I'm trying to figure out some sort of a cleaning schedule, because I know I only have a window that's so big that allows me to do a lot of physical things. So I'm trying to figure out a chunk of time, like maybe an hour a day, where I can do some cleaning or some organizing or whatever I need to do for that day. Because after about an hour, that's it for me. And so I need to work on that. So if any of you have any suggestions of how you schedule your cleaning, or because I can't afford a cleaning lady, I wish I could. Even if I had one once a month, that'd be awesome. But I can't afford that, and my dogs do make a lot of dirt. And this house, I mean, I had this house built, but I've never had such a dusty house, and I know I should probably call a company and have my ducts cleaned, but there again, it's expensive. They want to sell you, okay, we'll do this and that, and then they upsell you, and before you know it, you have a $400 bill, and I can't afford that. So, and I don't think I can clean my ducts myself. If anybody has any suggestions, if your house is really dusty, let me know in the comments below how you keep it dusted and clean, because I really could go crazy dusting this house. So when I built this house, I had a plan. And this house has 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. It's not a huge house, but it's a big house for somebody like me. And my plan was, I have everything that I need pretty much on the first floor. My laundry room's on the first floor. I have my living room, my dining room that I could actually turn into a bedroom, and my kitchen. And I have a half bath down here that actually has enough room that if I needed to, I could put a shower in there, which was sort of my plan when I built this house, that if and when I can't do the steps anymore, I can live on just on this floor. And I actually did that for over a year when I broke my hip, because it was hard to do the stairs, but so I limited myself to just doing the stairs once or twice a day, because I had my clothes up there, and of course my shower was up there. But now I pretty much use the whole house again, but it is my plan as I get older to stay in this house and just close off rooms that I don't use anymore. So what are some of the things that you guys have done? Have you sold your big house? Have you downsized into a smaller house? Have you done Swedish death cleaning? Any of that stuff? What are your plans, and how are you handling your aging process? Now, I know not all of you are older, but it might be interesting to listen to what some people do, because it doesn't hurt to plan ahead a little bit before you get to the point where, uh-oh, I passed my window of opportunity and this is getting to be really hard. So anyway, I haven't had my brunch yet, so let's go see how that overnight oatmeal turned out that I put in the fridge yesterday. Okay, brunch day 55. Here's my overnight oats. They look like they really thickened up, so I want to warm those up. There's my delicious soup. I'm sad it's almost gone because it was really good. I've got another chicken patty in here that I'll probably have for dinner, but we'll come back to that later. So let's see, maybe I'll need some milk, but that's it for now. So while I'm on my way to the stove, I finally glued these 3 little drawer units together, and I used regular glue and then hot glue to keep them together, and then I want to paint this maybe with some chalk paint and use it for storing small things. You can store makeup or jewelry. I love these little apothecary drawers. I've got a thing for them. So, but this is something I bought at Mark's, oh, a good couple months ago probably, when I was birthday shopping for my little granddaughter. They had these in the toy section. So this is a project I'm going to be working on, and I finally finished my Valentine heart. So here that is. I got this heart from Dollar Tree, and it just had love, and it had these 3 little roses on it. So I embellished it with some more little flowers I had, some jute, and they had these at the Dollar Tree too. So I think it turned out cute, and I'm going to put that on my front door, and it only costs $2. And our Dollar Tree is going up to $1.25, and I'm really sad about that, because a lot of things aren't going to be a bargain anymore. $1.25 for a can of black beans it seems like a little too much. So we'll see. I haven't been in there since they upped the price, but I will check it out. So I'm here at the stove, and I'm making another wood wick candle. Candles have gotten so expensive. So I'm just doing my candle scraps, and this one has a lot of soot on it, but I can still use the wax. And I have a couple more I want to melt down. So I just keep doing this, and I've been buying votive candles instead of the little jar candles that I always like, because I have so many of those little jars. I don't know what to do with them anymore, and I hate to throw them out because they're like little canning jars. So the votives burn down all the way, and then I just have this little votive holder in there, so they're easier to clean. So I've been doing that, and Dollar Tree had the 4 votives for $1, but now they'll be $1.25. So anyway, that's what I've been doing with candles, and I've been trying to rein myself in with the candle buying, and that's been going pretty well. Alright, so here is my oatmeal that I did maple and apple butter. So I'm going to warm this up. I don't like cold oatmeal. So I put this together last night and put it in the refrigerator for overnight, and I made it with this French vanilla creamer that I'm trying to use up, and some Smucker's apple butter and maple syrup. So let me give this a taste. I just microwaved this for like a minute and a half, and it looks good. And it definitely tastes good. So there you go. It's very sweet. Don't need any more sugar or anything. And I just have a tiny bit of this vanilla creamer left, but I think I have a plan for that. All right, I'll be back later, and we'll see what's for dinner. Day 55. Hey, I finished my candle. So I got a free woodwick candle from and it doesn't look terrible, and it'll be different scents as it melts down. So that's always a fun project. It's quick and easy. So let's go over to the freezer and refrigerator and see what's for dinner. Day 55. All right, let's see. Okay, I still have this chicken patty that I cooked. I know it doesn't look like a chicken patty, but I want to finish that up. I have this little bit of white gravy that I can add some more milk to. I want to finish that up. Oh, let's see. I still have lots of greens that I need to do something with. I might saute those, I'm not sure. But let's see what I have in the freezer. Alright, so in the freezer I still have some leftovers, but I'm not going to have those today. And I have some veggies, but I want to finish up my greens before I get any veggies out. So let's see what we have in here. I still have one chicken patty. Okay, the house alarm was going off. I have these two seitan patties I'm going to pull out. So I'm going to put those in here so they can thaw. That's some protein. And I think I'm going to call that good for now. Oh, I know what I wanted yet. Something to go with the chicken patties from the freezer. Have some hot dogs for the dogs. I have to remember to give them those. All right. I have some stuffing from Thanksgiving, or yeah, actually from March of 21. Okay, I'm going to pull that out to go with the chicken patties. Well, I decided to pull out these power greens too, because if I don't cook these up, I still have 2 packages of greens. They're going to go bad. So I have that and half an onion. All right, well, here's what I pulled out of the refrigerator for my meal tonight. The chicken patty, stuffing, the power greens I got for $1. That was a great deal. The milk gravy, milk pepper gravy, and the onion. So I'm going to go ahead and cook up these greens, and see what I come up with. Some onions here and a little bit of avocado oil. And I'm going to add a little bit of salt. And I'm also going to add some minced garlic. So I'm going to put about a teaspoon of minced garlic. Garlic smells so good. Really, really smells good. So anyway, there's some garlic. I'm going to turn that down a little bit because I don't want the garlic to burn. And now I'm going to chop up these greens, because like I said, I don't like big pieces of greens. And these are just power greens. It's kale and spinach and, let's see, baby kale, carrots, and baby chard. So there must be carrot tops or something in here because I don't see any regular carrots. Alright, so I'm going to start sauteing these so that the garlic doesn't burn. Now, one thing nice about greens, you can have a ton of it, and by the time you're done cooking it, there's hardly anything in there. So I'm going to go ahead and use all these, because I still have 2 packs of greens. Oh, and my buddy likes spinach, don't you? There you go. They have a pretty healthy diet. I don't give them too much people food. And here comes the little one. She likes it too. Chloe doesn't like it so much. She tries, but she sniffs it and usually walks away. You want to try some, Chloe? I know you won't like it. Want to try that? No. Nope. No thanks. The problem with buying this greenery is it goes bad fairly quick, but I'm actually surprised, because this was on sale, that it's lasted as long as it has. So that's a good thing. Alright, I'm going to cook these up and then I'll be back. Okay, I have some of these imitation bacon bits. I got these at Ollie's for $3.49. That was a good deal. I'm going to add some of those since I don't eat real bacon. But it'll give it a good bacon flavor. And why not? Substitutions are always good. Alright, I have some of this salt and vinegar too. I got this at one of our local IGA stores. I haven't even opened this yet. So I'm going to add a little bit of that to my greens. And I can never get these open. They sure don't make these for people with hands that don't work right. So I'm not going to put too much of this on, because this milk gravy I'm going to put on here has a little bit of salt already in it too. I think that's enough. Because vinegar and greens is tasty. Alright, now the last thing I'm going to add is this milk gravy that I added some of this Gia vegetable bouillon seasoning to. And I'm going to make this like a creamed greens. I think it'll be good. I also added pepper to that. So it's like a milk pepper gravy. And this will be good over my stuffing. And the chicken patty's kind of simple too, so this should be tasty. And you can do this with just spinach too. Make like a creamed spinach. Alright, so I'm going to let that cook a minute to thicken up, and I'll be back in a little bit and plate this up. Well, if you're going to start gardening soon, save your little containers. They can serve as a mini greenhouse. So I'm going to save this, and then I have 2 more, and those were free. Right, and so free is dinner day 55. I have my chicken patty, a little bit of ranch dressing to dip it in, my greens, some cut up cucumber, and the stuffing. This was all from the freezer except for the veggies. And then let me show you what my plan was for the vanilla creamer. So I have a couple ice cubes here. I have some vanilla Crown Royal. I don't know, if you don't drink, this is really good if you do drink. So I'm going to have a little splash of that. I'm going to have a little adult beverage. So a little bit of that. And a little bit of amaretto. That's an almond liqueur. If I can get it open. Oh my gosh. I'm not supposed to have this, I suppose. Alright, so we'll put a little shot of that in. And I told you I had plans for that creamer. Not a whole lot left in here, but that's going in too. So, there you go, an impromptu adult beverage. So, cheers my friends. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.